What's up, guys? It's your friendly neighborhood Smango from fulltechpodcast.com, where we talk about technology, gaming, and stuff like that on a podcast. But we also cover a lot of technology here, which is what we're going to do today. And I just wanted to make a video of me just blabbing, because that's what I do, about Windows versus Linux versus Macs. Now, I've been in the IT field for, it's been a long time now, since 2013? Oh, beginning of 2013. Yeah. The end of 2012. I've been looking for a job in IT. I got my first full-time job. Let's see. I think in the middle of 2013. Towards the end. Anyways, I've been full-time paid since 2013. It's 2023. I've been in the field for 10 years. I've seen a lot of stuff, and a lot of people people that always ask about Linux, and they always ask about Windows on the internet. I just want to invite you guys to come to this channel, and we can learn more about Linux, learn about Windows, and maybe some Mac. I don't know. Just throwing it out there, I'm not the biggest Apple fan, and we'll go into that a little bit more. There's lots of reasons I'm not the biggest Apple fan, but we'll go ahead and start. And I will say, I really think Microsoft Windows is just a Windows world. Now, if you ever go onto the IT field, you'll see a billion different things out there. There's so much. Honestly, you can go any path. When it comes to IT, you can go any path. It's crazy how many paths you can go. You can go just strictly networking. You can go directly wireless and networking. You can go Linux. You can just go Windows. You can go Unix. There's just cybersecurity now. There's a billion different things. You can just go. You can be a professional on phones. Anyway, when it comes to system administration and being a tech or help desk or something like that, the most thing you're going to see is Windows, because that's what everybody uses. I hate that for the Linux fanboys out there. And I love Linux, don't get me wrong. I'm a Linux fanboy too. But I'm more Linux fanboy when it comes to servers, not the desktop. When it comes to video gaming, I definitely don't like Linux. I have tried throughout the years, and I know everybody's on this, it's open source. Some games work, some games don't. When I started learning Linux, the drivers were just terrible. Now, Linux today, gaming is a 1,000 times better since Steam put out Vulkan. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, you see, I don't game a lot on Linux. It's like, what I do on Linux is I got a server running. My favorite thing is running web servers. Obviously, I have a billion. If you go to fulltechpodcast.com, that's my own server. I host it out there using DigitalOcean, and I can remote from it from anywhere. It's awesome. That's what Linux is powerful. The most powerful is just remoting into it, command line, doing what you need to do, setting up configurations, having a bunch of people connect to it, using it. It's awesome. Windows, it's just easy to use, I think. Installing programs, everything has a GUI, basically. The PowerShell has got way better. You can even, if you've watched any of the other if you've watched any of my other videos on this channel, you can see now that you can update everything from the command line, which is awesome. That's one thing Linux has, updating everything from command line, which is awesome. You type in a command, yes, updates everything. Awesome. Windows, back in, since Windows XP, that's when I've kind of been in the field. Is when Windows XP is when I kind of started or was learning. I grew up with Windows 95, 98, and some places had Windows 3, 3.1. Never did have to work with NT or stuff like that. If you go back further, the harder stuff was, if you ask me. But they didn't actually patch a lot of things either. They didn't do security updates every day. Now, since Windows 8, and I hated Windows 8, Windows 8 really made updating Windows a lot better Windows 7 was terrible. I remember sitting days and days trying to slipstream updates for Windows 7. So, like, if somebody needed a fresh computer and they needed Windows 7, everything would be up there and it wouldn't take hours upon hours. And this is before, like when I started Help Desk, basically. I didn't really know that you could make images, like specific images. Like now we have awesome imaging servers, you can pull like updates directly from that. And this was at a place that had different computers too, so you couldn't just like ghost this image onto everybody. And it just takes, like if you ever get in the IT field, you'll see that you learn a lot. You learn things that, like, should I spend all my time fixing this, or should I just put this on a new machine? Sometimes it's almost easier. The answer is like, let's just get this person on a new, fresh computer and transfer their profile over, instead of sitting here all day mixing with registry files and all this other, because Windows is the worst for that. But when it comes to Windows versus Linux, I draw the line like, I would rather work on Windows machine all day than, SSH over into all my Linux boxes. That's just what I like. I think that's the perfect way to do stuff. You can do, you can host a virtual machine with Windows on your Linux machine if you wanted to, and that's got a lot better. That's another thing you get into, and if you ever get in the IT field, you can be a professional, like, virtual machine master. I don't know. You'll see all kinds of that, and the best thing, really, what I'm trying to get at is you've got to learn all of it, I think, when it comes to operating systems. Mac, here's where I don't like Macs. I worked at this one place, I won't leave the name out, but they wanted the IT department to start supporting Macs for like kids and the high-end people, like the upper level. And we was like, okay, are you gonna buy us a Mac? No. You're not gonna buy us a Mac to play with and use? No. We're just gonna buy the kids and the higher up people. And I was just like, but why? And I don't know why they wanted Macs. I literally have no idea. It's not like Windows couldn't do the job. Whenever you have a Microsoft Office, 365 subscription and all this, and if you're out of school, you have Google Suite, but everything worked fine on Windows. Why would you want a Mac? I don't know. Anyway, the point being is, my problems with Macs, I've never owned one myself, so maybe I need to buy one, a newer one. And recently, I just started looking at an old Mac, and you can probably see a shorts video of me playing around with this 2009 Mac. I found out it was a 2009 Mac Pro, and it was supposed to have, what is it called? El Capitan. I was hoping to put something newer on it, but at least it wasn't Snow Leopard. The oldest Mac I was ever given like free range with was a Snow Leopard machine, and that thing was like a 2005 Mac. It was bad. This one was pretty bad too. At least it could install El Capitan, something I've never used a lot of. Now, I've used Macs. Like, I've set them up, sent them on the way. It's not like I got to use it every day. And that's the thing too. If you really want to learn something, you got to use it like you would every day. And that's probably why I'm better with Linux and Windows, is I use them every day. I'm not that good with Macs just because I don't use it every day. I have no need. I don't even have a resource to use it. But, setting it up, getting on a domain, somebody logging in, install programs, whoopity-doo. It does this job. Now, Macs just don't agree with Windows environments, in my opinion. They just don't get along. They just don't. But my biggest problem with Macs is I've always got handed an old system, and somebody's trying to make me use it and get the best out of it. It just don't work. Like, Macs don't allow you to install new operating systems if their hardware doesn't support it. And that's the problem I was running into this 2009 Mac. Every time I would install like a newer version, or try to, I'd spend all day making USBs trying to get it to boot. It just wouldn't do it. Then I finally got an El Capitan one, and it said the hard drive was bad. And I just put a different hard drive in it. I was like, this thing is not worth my time learning. It's not. But the cool thing about Mac And if you know Linux a little bit, some of the commands do work because they're both based on Unix, and Mac is basically a Unix machine. So you can do stuff in command line, which is great. But I just don't see the need for it. I don't, like, in an environment, a working environment, I've never seen the benefit of having a Mac. Ever have I seen the benefit of using a Mac. Not one time have I been like, well, man, we need a Mac for this. No. Most programs are designed in Windows or Linux and probably ported over to Windows. And I know there are some programs that are designed just for Macs and they probably work great. I've always heard the saying, like video content or design's always better on a Mac. But I've worked with many people that's been in the field in like the media or marketing, and they need powerful machines. I've never seen anybody use a Mac. Ever. Now, Windows machines, I've seen people. Big CAD computers, like gigantic. They got the system, they got graphics cards, they got the high end, rendering graphics card, not like us, where we get, RTX 40. They got like the, God, what are they called? Can't remember. But it's the other cars that's made just for graphic designing. And that's been fun to set up at least. But it's just a Windows world. And if you look today, the biggest market is still Windows. I just don't know why you wouldn't want to use Windows. I know Windows 10 was good. Windows 11's been it's like Windows 10, but with so many things. And that's another thing I want to talk about is like Windows 11 on another video. Is the problems with it. And maybe I can cut it up. I finally went to Windows 11 here at the house where I built a new machine. But everything's been Windows 11 now. I still got a Windows 10 machine. I might turn my old desktop into a Linux gaming computer. I don't know. What do you guys think? But let me know what you would do with old computers. I like having it Windows 10 so when my son comes over we can play games together. Just everything works better in Windows environment. Now, I love my Linux server. I love it. Like, I have a home Linux server. It's running, it's actually running all my, storage and virtual machines, everything. It's great. And that's what Linux is powerful about. It's just running hardcore servers that need to stay up all day, shares, Windows shares, firewalls, web servers. This is where Linux really shines. I would not ever throw up on Microsoft IIS website. It is terrible. I hate it. I'd rather use Apache 10 to 1 than to ever use Windows IIS to design a website. It's not fun. Even sending them FTP servers is not fun on Windows. I hate it. But using work, getting stuff done, Windows is it, I think. Maybe it's the Microsoft Office suite that's good for companies. I don't know. I don't have a problem using the Google suite either. Like, it don't matter. Word document's a Word document to me. I think accounting people really like Excel. Maybe that's it. I have no idea really at this point. Where the line, like the actual lines drawn, and I don't think they teach non-IT people how to use anything else but like Microsoft Windows. Like, I know back in high school they had a Office applications class or business class, and it was all Microsoft Office, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. I don't think they offer anything else on Macs. Like, I've never seen a Mac class. Now, the college I went to, they had a design class and they had Macs. That's what I'm saying. I just don't see it out in the field. Like, I don't see Macs, and it drives me crazy when somebody wants a Mac. Just cause they want one. Just cause they want to show off. I think that's what it is. Cause Mac has an awesome sleek design. MacBooks, they're not carrying around. I got my MacBook in my meeting. I guess, I don't know. Like, it don't make any sense why other than this status symbol of having a Mac, I don't understand it out in the field. Now, I'm with everybody else that you should learn other operating systems. I agree. I love Linux. I love Windows, and I'm trying to learn Mac. And you can set up virtual machines to get you a Mac environment, but I want the authentic thing. So maybe I'll buy me a Mac soon. I don't know. If you guys know a good place to get a cheap Mac that'll run the latest software, I can play around with it, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? You think Windows is the way to go? Linux, of course. Windows and Linux. Throw that MacBook out of the way. It's I've never had a use for it. I've had networking guys come in with Macs and they said they love it. And I don't understand why. Like, all you're doing is getting your your COM port to the switch or router or whatever. Like, it don't make any. It's no different than using a command prompt. That's just my opinion. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out FullTechPodcast.com. Like and share. Join Discord. Come chat. We'll see you guys next time here on Full Tech.